The Premier Padel 2025 season is started and we're underway, and there's lots of changes in terms of the pairs from last year. So in this video, I'm going to break down who's playing with who and who I think will be making it to the top in this coming season. So if you're not sure where you can watch it or how you can see professional padel, it is on the Red Bull TV app. You get access to the best tournaments throughout the year, the best players, some amazing games, and I'm always recommending to our players as a coach that they should be watching both the men's and the women's to get the most from the game and see how the world's best do it. So starting with the women, and at the top of that list is Ari Sanchez and Paula Jose Maria, and they are a great combination. Obviously they're sticking together. They had a fantastic year last year in 2024, and they've already started 2025 with a win in Riyadh, and they work really well together. An excellent, talented lefty on the right hand side of the court. Paula has so many shots, so much control, great aerial game, able to finish from so many different balls as well as have fantastic defense. And Ari Sanchez, very solid, consistent, great tactical player from the left hand side, but also very attacking and almost never misses a ball. So they, as a pair, will stay together and they'll start the season at the top. Pairs number 2 and 3 have had a little bit of a switch around, and now at pair number 2 is Delphi Brea and Gemma Triai. And you've got Delphi on the right hand side, very solid, excellent tactician, great control of the game, very complete player, has the attack and the defense. And you've got Gemma Triai, who has great aerial game, great finishing shots, attacking overhead, so much power on her smash, and I think together they'll be an excellent combination. And then at the third pair, you've got Claudia Fernandez and Bea Gonzalez. Now those two are a young pair that are going to be really exciting to watch. Claudia Fernandez played with Gemma last year and she showed how much maturity she's got on the court for such a young player. Excellent defender of the game, comes forward really well, attacks well from that right hand side. And then Bea Gonzalez, super talented, can hit all the shots, very exciting to watch. Struggled with a little bit of injury last year, particularly the second half of last season, having a pectoral strain, and so started the beginning of this season pulling out of the Riyadh final, made it to the Riyadh final. Apparently it was just a precaution, but they will be a great pair to watch as well, providing Bea can stay injury-free. Pairs 4 and 5 are staying together from last season. Pair 4, we got Marta Ortega and Sofia Arujo, a very exciting pair to watch. Marta Ortega, excellent from the right hand side, very athletic, smart player, defends so well, very consistent, doesn't make mistakes, but also has a good all-round attacking game. And her partner, Sofia, has great power on the overheads, a really dangerous player, some weapons with her smashes, and also a very kind of energetic and bubbly player on the court. As a pair, fantastic to watch. And then the fifth pair, Lucia Sainz and Patti Laguna, are the experienced pair of this top group, and they've played so many top flight tournaments together and great experience, understand the game so well, master tacticians, know how to control the points, and they always get to the latter stages of these tournaments. It's also briefly worth mentioning pairs 7 and 8. We've got Azoro and Castello, who have played fantastically last season. They're a really enjoyable pair to watch, with Azoro, amazing talent from that right hand side, can control the ball, put it wherever she wants, and Castello, again, a really good attacker on the left hand side, coming forward, puts the opponents under so much pressure. Final pair, Tamara Icardo and Claudia Jensen. Again, left side, right side combination, lefty on the right. So Claudia Jensen, a talented little lefty that can control the point, very good at playing these soft shots and changing the speed of the point. And Tamara Icardo, a physical left-sided player that can attack, finish points, and I think the whole top 8 will be a really exciting group to watch. To summarise for the women, Ari and Paula are obviously on great form. Will any of these pairs be able to knock them off that top spot or even challenge them for some of these tournaments? And I think the pairs 2 and 3, Delphi Brea, Gemma Triai, will be nipping at their heels. They're a great pair to watch and can play some amazing paddle. I think that they need a bit of time probably to get used to each other, as it will be a new pair. And then the same with the third pair, Claudia Fernandez and Bea. A lot of this will hinge on whether Bea can stay injury free. If she can, then I think that will be an exciting pair to watch. Claudia Fernandez plays such a great support role on the right hand side and is so good at setting up those points. It's going to be closely contested whether anyone will beat Ari and Paula or get above them in the rankings this year. I'm not so sure. It depends on the results, and these first few tournaments are really important in terms of Premier points. When it comes to the men's pairings for this 2025 season, the top two pairs will remain the same. Tapia, Cuello, phenomenal last season. Obviously they would stay together. Fantastic whole year. They play at such a level, and that combination of the two of them works so well. It's hard to see any way that a pair can beat them when they're playing at the top of their game. And the difficulty, I think, for a lot of these pairs is even if they're only playing at 80%, they have such firepower from both sides. Cuello can finish almost from anywhere on the court. Tapia, the same. Tapia is almost the master talent, can create something from nothing, and Cuello is like an animal on the court. He approaches that net, he closes down court space, and he just puts the opponents under so much pressure. So whether a pair can beat that, the difficulty is that they are so complete on both sides of the court that it's difficult to see how an opponent or a pair of opponents can get through their defenses. Second pair, Chingoto-Galan, they had a fantastic season as well. They started really strong for a new pair earlier on at the beginning of last season, and they've just continued to play really strong paddle. Now, they obviously got Chingoto, the right-hand side, fantastic defender, great coming forward, incredible reactions, able to put players under so much pressure. He's a smaller stature, so when that lob goes up, he's obviously forced back, and that's often where the gaps have been found against Cuello and Tapia, and Galan is another beast on the court, coming forward, so athletic, reads the game so well, has all of the shots, very complete player, incredible overheads to finish the point, but also can defend and be on that net so quickly. They are, as a pair, really well matched in terms of a traditional right side and left side player. It's just whether they can make the most of beating Cuello and Tapia, and I think they probably have to, apply so much pressure, and the difficulty ends up being that lob over Chingoto. There's not really much they can do about that, but if they can stay consistent throughout the match, then they do stand a chance. Those top two pair, always like fantastic match to watch. For the rest of the men's pairs, there are some exciting changes. The first of which, pair number 3, Franco Stupičić and LeBron. Now that is going to be a really exciting pair to watch. LeBron is going to go back to the right-hand side because he was playing with Dineno last year, and now he's going to go back to right, playing with Super Bibes' old partner, Franco Stupičić, and that will be a great pair if they can combine themselves mentally. And one thing Dineno did so well with LeBron last year was almost kind of ground him mentally, and he brought out the best in LeBron. And if Stupa can do the same with LeBron on that right-hand side, I think they could be a really dangerous couple to watch, because obviously LeBron is incredibly talented, such good defender as well as attacker from the right side, and Stupa is like electric on the court. I mean, he's all over the court. He's so fast, like lightning everywhere he goes, and has such a good aerial game as well with his rouleau and the kick smash. So I think them as a pair could also challenge for those top couple of spaces. Then we'll see pair number 5 almost go back to that really traditional right side player of Martin Dineno and left side of Javi Garrido. And Dineno is a great defender in the game. I mean, no one lobs as well as Dineno, which is one of the most important shots in paddle, and he is such a good defender, controls the rhythm of the game, so good at almost that transition as well, coming forward and back up the court. With Javi Garrido is that attacking smasher from the left-hand side, and such an offensive, another electric player on the left-hand side. On his day, can be kicking it out, kicking it back to his side, doing so much damage from the left-hand side. It's just whether he can maintain that again against Tapia and Galan. And we say that on that cross because that cross-court battle is important, and Tapia and Galan are so offensive and have so many shots from that left side that it makes it quite difficult to compete with them. So you've almost got to be, at the real peak of your game in order to compete. And for like a Garrido or a Coquinetto, for example, it's like, can they maintain that for a match, for a tournament, for a season? And time will tell. Pair number 6, Momo Gonzalez and John Sands. Really exciting pair to watch, both huge talents. John Sands, a lefty on that right-hand side. incredible kick smashes. Both of them are quite kind of small in stature, but have such firepower with their overheads. And John Sands is a great example of someone who can, as a lefty, bring that ball back to his side or kick out for 3 meters when he's on the defense or falling back on his smashes. And he's a really difficult character to play against on that cross because he has so many shots. He's unpredictable. Whether, again, he can compete with the Cuello, he did in the Tour finals, so he won that with Coquineto, as we just mentioned, so it is in there, but whether he can maintain that. And then his partner Momo Gonzalez, a huge talent on that left-hand side, doesn't quite have the same firepower, but has that unpredictability, can control the ball, so much talent. Just when you think points are finished against him, he comes back and counter-punches so brilliantly. So I mean, those two as a pair are going to be definitely competing at the top as well. And then pairs 7 and 8 got Bergamini and Paquito. That is going to be a new pair up. Let's see if they will be able to compete with the top. That's difficult now. Paquito obviously has the talent, he has the energy, and we saw that in the Hexagon Cup, and we see that so often in his matches, that he is able to change tactics, change the mentality of a game just by bringing such an energy, and he will need to do that consistently throughout the season in order to challenge with the top pairs. And number 8, one of my favourite young pairs coming up to watch, and I've seen them since they were kind of kids in Valencia, is Edu Alonso and Alex Arroyo. Arroyo is one to watch, huge talent from that left side. One of the few that I think almost has the talent of a Tapia. Now that is saying something, I know, and let me know in the comments if you've seen them both and you think so as well. But huge talent, it's just whether he can almost control that and not let mistakes creep in by going for too much and by being too creative. But he will be definitely one to watch on this left side. And then Edu Alonso, fantastic right side player, able to counterpunch and dictate from the right side. And we saw that coming towards the end of last season. It's almost you can't put the ball away against him. He just gets everything back, defends so well, but also able to move up the court. So I'm really excited to watch that 8th pair as well. As you can see, quite a lot of changes there in the men's side, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the pairings mix up, both men's and women's. Let us know down in the comments who you think is going to be on top, if we're going to have anyone that's going to challenge Arian Paula and Cuello and Tapia. They seem to be dominating the game at the moment, but for how much longer? Again, highly recommend watching Premier Padel if you can. Super easy, you download the Red Bull TV app, you'll get access to the full calendar of events. I will also be doing the broadcast and the commentary for the majors, so hopefully I'll be seeing you on that, and really hope this has helped you understand who is playing with who and what's going to happen this season.